You've read the title of the video. You know what's coming. It's the downfall of the Golden State Warriors. Now, before anybody comes and attacks me, I am actually a Warriors fan myself. You can see in this video right here where I go through my all-time favourite sporting teams. Go check it out if you would like. But after watching today, only the first half, because then my power went out and I actually could not watch the second half. I just have to keep refreshing to see the score. It kind of hurt to see that the Warriors had a lead and then they choked it. And then the Suns win by 3. The Warriors are now 10-13. And I'll put an image up right here of the table in the Western Conference. You can just see that things are not looking good for the Warriors. Now, there's a lot of reasons that could be for this actual downfall of the team. Steph Curry is not one. It's pretty much everybody but Steph Curry. It can be from Steve Kerr to Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, Klay Thompson, the development of the young players not actually getting the minutes they need when they're playing better than the starters. The starting lineup being stagnant from Steve Kerr and him not wanting to play a younger guy in that starting role. Not benching players if they're not playing well, taking them off when they're on a hot streak. A lot needs to change around the Warriors because at the moment, at 10-13, it's just not looking good. And I fear that they're actually going to miss the playoffs. That's out of the question. It's about can they actually scrape into a 10th spot in a play-in tournament. And it's hard. As a Warriors fan, for years, obviously, I've been watching them for years, even before their championships. I remember watching the 15-win, 50-loss season before they went into the bubble. And I'm not saying they're at that bad, because obviously they're not. They're already at 10 wins, through 3 games. But to watch a team have such a downfall from the championship, and then the next year, a couple of their players not performing as well, to moving on from players like Jordan Poole and getting a veteran like Chris Paul, when you start 6-2, you really do expect, to continue that start. You might get a loss or two here and there. You might get a couple losses in a row. But you're still hoping let's say you start 6-2 in your next 5 games, you go in at least 3-2, hopefully 4-1 or 5-0. So for the Warriors, how can they fix it? I think it's just got to be the personnel, and I think that hard calls have to be made. I know that they want to be loyal to the players that have been there for the whole time, their journey, like Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, but seriously, if Draymond's going to keep getting ejected, I don't see the point of, I know the Warriors signed him, and it was more because of the loyalty between the two, but if Draymond Green's just going to keep getting ejected, it does not help the team at all. Klay Thompson, I absolutely love Klay. He's in my top 3 players of all time. To watch him struggle is painful because I know the amount of backlash he's going to get from it. And when I kind of look up to him and how I like to play my basketball and, how good his 3-point shot can be on his day, it's just sad to see the downfall of his shooting. And he's only shooting like 40% from the field and even less from 3, and that hurts. Andrew Wiggins also falls into that category. If Andrew Wiggins and Klay Thompson could score around 15 to 20 points per game, both of them every game, would be winning pretty much every game but a couple. Steph Curry has been going off. He's had a few games where his shooting's not been too good, but it's been too reliant on him. The Warriors are relying too much on him and just expecting, Curry will save us and get us out of this. And it hurts to say it as a Warriors fan, but I think the Warriors are done. It's just plain and simple. Done for this season. I'd love to look back on this video and find out that I was terribly wrong and I'm a bad fan and all that. But it's hard to just see teams go from, we had the rough year and then we came back a couple years later and won a championship. Now we're back in the rough patches, but it's not really due to injuries. It's just due to players not being able to live up to expectations. And, how they have been brought through, and in that championship year, you have Andrew Wiggins being your second best player and Jordan Poole being your third. Well, Poole's no longer there, and Andrew Wiggins cannot shoot at the moment. And, Klay, well, he'll have a good game here or there, but I think he just needs to be a bit more consistent. Not giving up on him. I hope the Warriors still sign him, but it's looking, the Warriors' future's looking bleaker and bleaker past the Steph Curry era, and that's why I think the Warriors are done. Thanks guys for watching this different type of content lately, and yeah, it's the AFL's not on. Just had to talk about my team, the Melbourne Stars. I've just felt like talking about the Warriors, and I did some NBA content last year. You can go check that out if you want, and you guys got around it and loved it. We even brought in some new viewers. So yeah, if you did enjoy the video, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Comment what you think the Warriors can do, because at this moment of time, they can't hold a lead. I just don't know what else they can do. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Fearless.